Hey everybody, this was Miss Redfern. And I know last week we actually started ecology, but based on the direction from the superintendent, we're not supposed to be learning anything new. So what I decided to do is just pick some select topics that we've covered already, and we're going to go from there. So one of the big topics or big themes throughout our whole course is DNA, right? So this video will just kind of review the basic components of DNA. And you can see I'm not at school right now, I'm actually at home. So I just wrote some notes out and I'm gonna talk you through the notes and then we'll go from there with the assignment. So DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. And so in that name, that indicates the sugar that is a part of DNA. And so the sugar is called deoxyribose. And remember from our carbohydrates or macromolecules unit, when we learned about carbohydrates, a lot of sugars end in OSE, like lactose, maltose, fructose, sucrose, and then of course deoxyribose and ribose. So you know you're dealing with the sugar. So the sugar is deoxyribose. And so the whole purpose of DNA is to store the genetic information or the genetic code that makes us who we are and makes all organisms what they are. All living things have DNA, right? And so DNA is the code for making proteins. And we learned that when we covered protein synthesis, how DNA gives its message to messenger RNA, and then messenger RNA uses that to build a protein, which is a chain of amino acids. So DNA is found in the nucleus of eukaryotic cells, and for the sake of any assessment, when you're asked where is DNA in the cell, the answer is probably going to be the nucleus, because the question will probably be referring to a eukaryotic cell. Now, keep in mind, in a prokaryotic cell, there is no nucleus, so the DNA will be free floating in the cytoplasm, which is the clear fluid inside of the cell. So a little bit more about the structure of DNA. DNA has two strands, right? And they are held together by weak hydrogen bonds up the middle, right? And so we call DNA the double helix. And I didn't draw one here, but we've seen DNA before, the twisted ladder or the double helix. And so the building block of DNA is the nucleotide, and that's also the building block of RNA. Nucleotides are special monomers because they have three parts. They have a phosphate, a sugar, which in this case would be deoxyribose, and then a nitrogenous base. And remember that those four bases are A or adenine, T thymine, C cytosine, or G guanine. And so in this picture here, you can see those bases would be one of those four that we just listed, and the sugar would be deoxyribose. And so the base pair rule, or also known as Chargaff's rule, is that A will always pair with T, and C will always pair with G. And if that does not happen, or something pairs incorrectly, we do call that a mutation. And remember, a mutation is a change in DNA. And we did talk about some mutations before we left. Remember, substitution, deletion, insertion, and then also non-disjunction, right? So that's DNA in a nutshell. Just ran it back for you so that you could review, because to be honest with you, if you understand DNA, for the sake of this course, you know, you're already halfway there. The battle's halfway won, because DNA is interwoven through really all the units in one way or another. So that's why we're just going to start in terms of review with DNA. So those are my my bulleted notes there for DNA. And then here comes the assignment. And so you know the district does want us to use Canvas. And so I'll upload my assignment on Canvas, but let me scroll to the top of it, because it's also Googleable, and it's called the DNA Structure Worksheet. And I just want you to try to do as much of it as you can in your notebook. I know that some of it, like this last page, I'm not really concerned about because it has colors, and I know everyone does not have colors. But do what you can in your notebook. DNA Structure Worksheet. And I did put it in Canvas, so let me go to Canvas so you can see where I put it. Let's see, let me start from the home. And so I went file. Ooh, that is not it. I went files, and you should be able to see it right there, okay? So just in Canvas, go files, and you should be able to find it. Of course, if you're having any trouble, let me know. Shoot me an email. I think you can actually send me a message through Canvas. I'm not totally familiar with Canvas, but we're going to work it out. But you can definitely shoot me an email. Some of you have my cell, so shoot me a text message, and we will go from there. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.